All right, so I'll start with my fiance and I had bought a house in 2018 up in Wickliffe, Ohio, which is near the lake. Pretty much as soon as we got it, I started feeling an ominous presence in the house. And I vocalized it to my fiance at the time. I was like, "Hey, I don't know. This place just feels off." You know what I mean? Well, one day I'd come home from work. At the time, I was working as a commercial roofer. And I came home, I went upstairs in the bathroom, and as I'm using the bathroom, I hear a woman's voice downstairs go, "Hi." And so I answered back. I said, "Hi, are you on?" And I finished my business and I walked out on the landing and I realized that there were no cars in the driveway and no doors had been opened. The house was completely silent. So immediately, heebie jeebies, like my spidey senses are tingling. So I told her about it and she goes, "Well, the house, it is old and there's a lot of creaks and groans. You're probably just overplaying it or thinking about it too much." So skip ahead a couple weeks and I'm not far from the house. I'm working on a assisted living facility. I'm on the roof and my phone keeps getting blown up, a phone call. So I give her a call and I say, "Hey, what's going on?" She goes, "You need to come home right now." And I said, "Well, what's going on?" And apparently the dog that we had at the time was this really aggressive German Shepherd. He's very protective. And he was running from the front door to the back door and barking as if somebody was there. And on the last time he did it, he ran to the front door and the front door was wide open. So
Wow.
now she's convinced at the point, she's like, "Okay, the house is definitely, there's something here. I can feel it now." So, things went on and persisted and it was kind of just always like that eerie looming feeling in the house. Eventually, her and I split, and I got with my current wife now. While I was doing training for the contracting job that Kyle and I do, I was down in Florida. My current wife, she's pregnant at the time, so she's downstairs in the living room. She's basically laid up pregnant. And she's laying in the living room where we have a fireplace that has opening sliding doors for the fireplace. And as we're talking now, one of the doors on the fireplace opens and closes. Just, she goes, I hate it here. I hate being here. And her sister even saw it, and they're all freaking out because there's nothing really they can do about it. We just all saw it, and now they have to live with it. I was okay. I was in Florida. But so time goes on a little more, and we have the baby, and it was, oh yeah, that's right. So I was in Iraq on a deployment. I had come home for emergency leave. My wife's father had passed away, and my wife came to pick me up. And as soon as we got through the door at the house, my mother-in-law she's looking at us bewildered, and she goes, "Was there somebody else with you?" And I said, "No." She goes, "Well, the doorbell rang when you guys got here." I said, "Okay, that's weird." We all sat down. Maybe 15 minutes later, we're watching a show in the living room, and the dining room was behind us. And you know that sliding you hear from wood when there's glass on it, kind of scratches
Yeah.
across the table. All of us heard it at the same time, and we all looked at each other, knowing full well that nothing was there behind us. And we acknowledged it, shook our heads, continued watching television. And my mother-in-law left pretty shortly after that. So that night, we've got the girls in bed. I have, at the time, a 4-year-old and a 4 or 5 month old. And the one sleeping in the room upstairs, the baby is in our bedroom, in the crib, and my wife and I are in the bathroom having a conversation. Well, while we're in the bathroom upstairs, we hear footsteps come from my older daughter's bedroom to the door of the bathroom and then start walking across the hardwood floor into our bedroom. She goes, "Get her before she wakes the baby up." And as soon as I open the door, my infant starts screaming bloody murder, crying. Now, I had just checked on her like 5 minutes prior and she was sleeping on her back. Now she's on all fours, screaming, inconsolable. And my older daughter is asleep in her bed. So I grabbed the kids and my wife. We all went downstairs. I blew up the air mattress and I walked through the house. I said, "In the name of Christ, leave." And tried blessing the house on my own. Well, as time goes on, I'm telling my mom, I'm like, I don't even feel safe in there anymore because there's nothing more of a useless feeling that you can feel when something has messed with your kids and you can't see it, shoot it, or fight it. You know what I mean?
Scary.
Absolutely.